Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Okay, I'm gonna take these off for a minute because there's like crazy glare. Um, Truth be told, I can't see very well without them. But I can see the ring light in my glasses, so that's gonna annoy me because I'm feeling like it's going to annoy you. So I'm gonna take my glasses off for a few minutes. Um, I'm working on a very big order right now and have come across um a little issue. So while I was trying to take these seams out to fix the problem, I decided that I would take a few minutes to take you along with me. So come along for the ride, and teach you how to use a seam ripper. I know that we have in my tutu video talked about taking seams out of tulle, but that was not like a concise tutorial on how to use a seam ripper, let alone did I even explain what a seam ripper is. I'm going to need my eyeballs. I can see because I can't see the seams without it. Okay, so this is the front of the romper. I've already taken this one apart and put it back together, but this is what it's supposed to look like, right? Just doing some little darting right here. So this is what it's supposed to look like, okay? However, when I did it the first time, and I did the same thing to that one, but I already took the seams out of that one, it came out like this, which means even though this is where that particular dart is supposed to be set, it's just off and it didn't come out right. So what I had to do was take the seams apart and then shift it. So if you look right here, you see this is where the dart was supposed to start. It was supposed to be folded that way and sewn down the side, which is how I ended up with this little situation. I already started taking the seam out. Pretend the seam isn't taken out. This is how I ended up with this little situation right here, because I sewed it the way it was meant to be sewn, but I think it's because this size is smaller. I think that's why. So I had to take it apart, which I did over here. I took it apart and I adjusted where I put this dart. When I go later to do the neckline, all of this is going to get folded in, so this won't be a big deal. But yeah, I had to make an adjustment. I had to do an alteration to make it work right so that it looks correct, right? So mistakes happen all the time in sewing. I know that a lot of you do embroidery, but there's a great handful of you that are starting to venture over into the wonderful world of sewing. So mistakes are going to happen all the time, and your seam ripper is going to be your best friend. Okay, so this little guy right here is a seam ripper. Yes? Let's see. Oh, look at that. It actually does make it focus. So this is a seam ripper. This is my day-to-day seam ripper. I have 4 or 5 of them around the house. This one, the cap is on it. It has been on it for so long. I can't take this thing off. I mean, I can, but this is going to end up coming out. I'm going to have to get something to squeeze it to the purple to pull it. It's not even worth it. So I just leave it like this. Throw it in the little bin that I have right over all the machines so that I can find it. And if for some reason this one gets placed somewhere, because it does, I have 1 or 2 inside the sewing machine. My sewing machine has a little hidden drawer or hidden compartment, and that's where I keep the other 2. And then I think I have another one somewhere, like over here, somewhere in a drawer. Anyways, in any case, so this is what a seam ripper looks like. And this little pointy part, hi, I'm looking at it, but through the camera. This little pointy part is the part that takes the seam out. I have come to learn, I think I saw someone do it. I I either saw someone do it or it's from trial and error. Right here in this little divot, the little crease in there is very sharp. So as you're going across through seams, it pops the seams as well. This little bally part, I'm going to be quite honest, I have no clue what it's for. I don't think it's there for any reason. As in, I don't think it does anything. But yeah, I don't know. Remember, I'm self-taught, so this is just my guess. But I mean, mistakes happen all the time. So a seam ripper is your best friend, and I know exactly how to use one. All right, let's see. I'm not sure if you can see. Well, I know you can see right here. Because I already, like I said, I already started taking the stitches out. And then it occurred to me, maybe I should quickly make a video for you. Okay, so these are the seams, right? I think with the light, I think the light makes it too bright. Oh, there we go. Okay, so those are the seams. So you want this little pointed end to slip underneath the seam, and then you're going to push through and pop it. You're not going to go and, because then you could rip the garment. You just want to gently pop that thread. So lucky us. I will show you right now. See that little piece, that little loop? That actually is a seam. I must have already pulled it, but it's a good thing it's there because you can see it's a dramatic version of what's going to happen. So you're going to take the seam ripper, stick it through the hole, and pull. It is sometimes going to be that easy, sometimes not so much, which is why I put my glasses on. Sometimes the seam is so tiny or so deeply embedded in the fabric that it's really hard to see. And that's when you have to be super gentle. Use this tip to your advantage, slip it underneath, and then pop. Okay, let's see if you can see this. All right, there's the rest of the seams. Let's see if I could do this in front of the camera. Yep. You're going to slide it in. Okay, so see, it's already in there, and then you pop. And because this is still attached and hasn't gotten smaller, I mean, it hasn't popped in the middle, it's going to come out as the whole big thread. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes just that specific seam pops, and then you have to do the next one and do the next one until you end up with a tail. All right. I hate that you can't see that well. At least it doesn't feel like, oh, look at that. Okay, I know I'm too close. Calm down, camera. All right, we're gonna slip it. This is such a horrible angle. Oh, here's one up here on the top. Let me see if I can get in there. I'm gonna slide it in and pull. I'm gonna slide it and pull. Slide. Hold on, I just need to see. Slide it. That's not the whole, it's more than one. There we go. Slide it and pull, push. See, if you push through, I keep saying pull, but if you push through, it'll hit right here and it'll pop. Let me see. Is that all of them? Okay, so here's another thing. Sometimes, like I said, the seams get deeply embedded or they're too tiny to see. And if you're someone like me who needs glasses in order to see, that can be an issue, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to turn it to the front, to turn it to the other side. And because you've already been taking the seam out, right, you can pull a little bit. And when you pull, you will be able to see the seam. See that right there? The light is so bright. Let's see if I turn the light down a little bit. Maybe that will help. Okay, there we go. So you see right here, these little white loops, that's your seam. So what you're going to do, instead of doing it from the other side where you can't see very well, you're going to get right here where you can see. Slide underneath it and pull. Slide underneath and pull. Slide underneath and pull. And as you keep going down, you can gently pull the seam apart, which will, make the seam more visible. Slide underneath and pull. Slide. That one is where the back stitch is. And when you get to the back stitch, that basically just means that there's more than one seam and you have to be gentle. But if you can see, I've already slid it underneath and pull. There you go, it just pops. Almost done with it. Slide it. That one's too big. You run the risk of ripping the fabric. So you take a closer look, find a little seam and pull. Just that simple. Slide. Sometimes I try to take the excess thread and pull it on out. It's no longer attached. It's not sewn in anymore. Pull those out of the way so I can see, and then look at that. You just pull and it all comes apart. So super simple. You just, I suggest that you take your time and be gentle. Because if you're trying to rush, you're going too fast, you're too rough, you will rip it. Okay, before I end this, let's try one more time. See if you can see. You can see right here is where all of the seams are, right? This is where I back stitched, which is why you can probably, nope, it's not gonna let me. That's why you can see that a lot easier. So again, I'm gonna have to, I'll do another video another time with a darker fabric and a white thread so that you can see it really clear. Because even though I know that you're understanding this, I hate that you can't see the seam too good because of the light. Slide through and pop. So I just did, who knows how many seams all at once, because they were the back stitch seams, the back stitching. And then we slide it and pop. Slide it and pop. This has this ruching right here, so I don't bother those. I will flip it over to the other side because I could rip all of that. Slide it and pop. Slide it in, pop. Slide it in, pop. There you go. I can't see. There we go. And you just pull them on out. Easy breezy. So there you go, you guys. That's how you use your seam ripper to take out a seam so that you can go back and correct your mistake. If you have any other questions, you want me to do it from a different angle or want me to try it a different way so that you can see it better, leave me a comment down in the comment box below and I will make you a new video. In the meantime, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell and the all button, and I will talk to you guys again in another video. Peace.